Yeah, we here? Yeah. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom Connoisseur Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. As you can see from the title, this is Walter Williams Week. All week, we're gonna just speak about all the contributions and the scholarship created. And this man has formatted his own uh, base of scholarship that's never before been challenged in the world. This is the number one researcher on the planet, uh, in my opinion. There's never been a person who's challenged Western academia every step of the way. And let me continue what I'm saying. Called out their principal names from the Greeks, the Romans, all the religions. There's never been a man who called it out like that. This man has said there's no Herodotus, there's no Hippocrates, all these people, Plato, Socrates, uh, uh, Euripides, none of this stuff. These people never existed because they didn't have a writing system. He said Judaism is not a BC religion, it's an AD religion. He said Islam cannot exist without the Quran because Islam is a religion based upon a book called the Quran. He said there's no Jesus the Christ, that originally is Serapis Christos, okay? That our ancestors created, the Coptic Egyptians, in 320 BC in Memphis, Egypt, okay? This gentleman, I can roll a red carpet out as far as it go, and no one would have did more than this gentleman in terms of research when it comes to challenging the status quo. Okay, this is Walter Williams Week. I do this with a heavy heart, and I'm going to do it all week long. If you want to tune in, you can and follow me. This gentleman, I owe him everything in terms of not having a religion today. This is the gentleman that put all the information in place for me to stand on, saying that I'm not religious anymore. I don't need a God. I wasn't brought here to have a God. Okay. This gentleman. So we're going to hear from Walter Williams. He passed away. This is the information I heard. Sarah, General Seti, he had something said that the Grand Master teacher has passed away. And I'm sure he wouldn't just put anything out. There's no way for me to check any other type of way. But I'm sure Seti, he met Walter, he knew Walter, he studied from Walter's scholarship like everyone else. But Seti actually, met, knew, and sat and talked, and broke bread and just sat there and piqued the master's mind and got to speak with him and all that. So someone close had to give him that information. The brother Sarah Sudan Seti, General Seti, he will not put out misinformation about the master teacher. So it is with a heavy heart that we say rest in peace to Walter Williams, a fabulous scholar. Again, he's top three because you have Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark for me, the top two, and then you have Walter Williams. I'm not trying to put him in any place like saying who's one, two, and three. Those are the three top who shaped what you see today. As far as me being to know any of the knowledge that I know and elaborate on it and remember it, because these gentlemen was impeccable. They didn't have no notepads. It's nothing wrong with a notepad because I have many. I just like to try to uh, mimic these people as close as I can, you see. So they don't pull out notebooks and notepads and they remember the dates and everything to the T because this is their life. And it's my life now. So I'm going to show you Walter Williams discussing the very things that I'm talking about. He challenged them every step of the way, relentlessly, to his death, because he was doing this up until his death. Um, We're going to see him discuss that with Clemson Brown. So these are two ancestors now. They both transitioned. Clemson Brown is the brother who documented everything. It's called Transatlantic Production. And you can go to this page and find this video in its entirety. This is about a 3-minute clip. So let's get into it. I just wanted to explain. This is with a heavy heart that we say rest in peace to Walter Williams. I don't know when he passed away, but I seen it on SETI's page. So I'm going to do my part on this side. I have a small channel and he's everything to me. So I'm going to have a Walter Williams week, and that's what we're going to see today. So this is from Transatlantic Production. You can go over there and subscribe to the great brother Clemson Brown. He's an Ancestor Now page. You can watch a wealth of all this information. But let's hear from Walter Williams. He's discussing the very thing, how they created these characters, how they created these names. They use incarnated names and add stories to them so you can think they're real. And they've been doing this to us since we were children. So let's look at Walter. Rest, and may his soul continue to rest, and his spirits be lifted up to the ancestors. And I have on the Anpu, the Anubis piece today, because when you pass away in the Egyptian understanding, which is an African-centered spiritual system, when you pass away, you see Anubis or Anpu, and he guides you and directs you and navigates you through the underworld, you know. So I believe Walter Williams has been navigated right now. He's being navigated through the underworld with Anubis, and he's going to go directly to the womb of Ma'at, Isis, which is Aset, and Heheru Hathor. So rest, brother Walter Williams. He's a master teacher. He's like a father to me in terms of me studying from him like a little child. Let's just hear from Walter.
See, now here you are, a little child in school, and they're giving you a storybook to read. The stories in the storybook becomes real in that child's mind. But those stories, using those names of supposed people, never existed on earth in human form. Now suppose you take those same story, or that same story that I told you about Henry, and put it in the Bible. Then the people have been taught that the Bible is the Word of God. Not to ask questions. Don't question the Bible. Just believe it. You see? So therefore, you have a group of incarnated names in the Bible, in the system, the religious system, and the school system that the Europeans has created. And now you have a minister up there regurgitating these same pseudepigrapha incarnated stories to the believer in the church. So this is how it's been done and passed on from generation to generation. And see, nobody has came along to define what they were doing but me. Nobody has come along to stop them and tell the truth about these various religions but me. My message is for the African community in America and around the world. I've written a book, The Historical Origin of Christianity. There's never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form of any race, creed, or color by the name of Jesus Christ. That book was written for one race of people only. If other races of people want to read it, so be it. I can't stop them. But that's what it was written for.
Dr. Williams?
Yes, sir.
We want to thank you so much for your delivering to us this vital information. And we look forward to having you back. As a matter of fact, I look forward to coming to Chicago and continuing this series with you.
Okay. The main thing I want is my information to get into the African community in America.
All right.
Okay? And by any means necessary. Mm-hmm. So, and then for all my efforts and hard work of finding this information, I want to be given the credit for it. That's all I ask.
All right. That we shall do.
Okay.
Gladly. And I'm going to give you a copy of this to take with you
Wonderful.
now.
I was the dear master teacher, the grandmaster, Walter Williams. Again, like I say, a father to me in knowledge, a father to me in research, a father to me in the spiritual systems that I follow, a father to me in learning everything I needed to know to stand outside of religion and say, nah, that never existed. A lot of the things I say comes directly from this gentleman. And I've watched this lecture, this is part 2 of Walter Williams, The Historical Origins of Christianity with Clemson Brown on the Transatlantic production. He has many, but they did these in a 1, 2, 3 type of thing like that. And I've watched this one at least 50 to 75 times. It could be more, no exaggeration. I've been looking at this man for years. I bought both his books. I studied. I went behind him. I went and got encyclopedias that he tell you to go out and get if you don't believe it. Google is just not enough, because what they do on Google and Wikipedia is they update the information. So it's hard to try to do it in a just a digital type of way. So when he goes back and you have this books from these years and things like that, because they're trying to hide it now. So a lot of times when you go through the ecumenical councils, they put Jesus the Christ name in there. It wasn't no Jesus the Christ. They was turning Serapis into Christ through the ecumenical council meetings. Okay, so when you look that up online, it's going to already present it to you as if it was historical. It's not. This gentleman allowed me to stand here today as sure as I am that there's no Jesus the Christ, there's no man named God, there's no man named Allah, there's no Abraham and things of that nature. And I can do it just as sure as day. And I owe him the credit. Okay. I used to see the last part of that lecture before he passed away. It was chilling to me. He said, the only thing I want is for my information to be distributed to the African community by any means necessary. And I want to be given my credit for me finding all this. That's all I want. Very humble, man. Sharp. And he used to always say, if you want to buy my book, buy it for yourself. Don't buy it because you think you're helping me. I don't make my money off selling books. I don't earn a living selling books. So he was very sharp, debonair. This man is brilliance. If you ever thought about what his brilliance looked like, you just witnessed it. And all week we're going to be celebrating Walter. All week. It's little Kenny Russell, Kanoum, Consul Moon. You already know what you're going to get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoum. This is what I do, and I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. Walter Williams, again, to me, is the greatest single-handed researcher that I've ever seen. Okay, this is my opinion and my thoughts, and I'm pretty sure I can validate it. There's never been nobody to challenge everything that we was taught as children. And I mean, he's right on the head with everything you say, right on the head with. He wasn't in no guessing game and no guest contest. I'm sorry. He was into facts, and this is his. I'm gonna end it every day with this quote. Facts, he said, this is what was told to him, which is stronger than argument, more profound than reasoning, more dependable than opinion. Silences dispute, supersedes prediction, and facts always end the arguments if you know the facts. Rest in peace, Walter Williams. And remember, education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. So before you pick up a weapon, pick up some knowledge. Yeah, yeah.